engine tech working and the level editor Doom Ed up on the screen, and Tom Hall, pictured here, he was playing with it, he's offering suggestions, and at this point Tom's testing the new engine, and he's trying to figure out what the levels would look like. And creatively, it was actually really difficult. All right, so it's February of 1993, and this is Adrian, and he's modeling the Baron of Hell from a sketch that he created. He's doing it in clay. Kevin was creating the Imp in Deluxe Paint 2 on the PC, and when clay ended up being a really bad idea for monster creation because of animations and clay tearing, we turned to a Hollywood monster creator, and he made a few models for us. His name is Gregor Punchats, and he was the son of Don Punchats. And Greg was a Hollywood monster model maker, and the Spider Mastermind was the only Doom 1 model that he made. And it was made with latex and metal, and we needed him for the end boss of episode 3. So we decided that since we're scanning most of our models, why wouldn't we scan weapons as well? So even though we lived in Texas, we decided to get toy guns from Toys R Us. Part of the design of the game was influenced by the movie Evil Dead, so, we decided to put a chainsaw and a shotgun in there too. And this is the chainsaw that Tom Hall brought in. His girlfriend had one, so he just borrowed it. Its name was the Eager Beaver, and we kept it in a bowl because it leaked oil. And Tom still has this chainsaw today. The shotgun was called the Tootsie Toy Dakota Cap Gun. It's a really incredible name. We got it at the Toys R Us store close by. And at the same time, we're trying to figure out what the levels would look like. So for our entire lives, the only kind of 3D game levels that we had seen were the 90-degree block walls of Wolfenstein 3D, Might and Magic, Ultima, Wizardry, MIDI Maze, Labyrinth, Way Out. You name the maze game, and the maze was all 90-degree walls. There were no examples of anything other than that. So we had to come up with a new way of creating levels that didn't look like Wolfenstein 3D. And John Carmack suggested to Tom to get books about military building construction. So Tom did that, and he got really bored with it because they're not inspiring places to play in. So Tom was kind of feeling burned out. The first level in Doom was called the Hangar, and it originally started like this, with four Marines playing cards on the UAC crate. And this is basically going through the little bit of the level, and there's the Marines, and you were going to start with these other characters, probably AI to move them. And it actually shipped as E2M7. And so this is what Doom looked like on February 4th of 1993. We'd only been working on the game for 1 month. So the tagline was Doom, like Evil Unleashed. And this is just a tech demo of what the engine could render. So you can see the height of the ceiling is the same. The walls are different though. I mean, yes, there are 90 degrees here, but there's also some angles. Just to show that, yeah, we can do angles, but still trying to figure out what levels are going to look like. You can see that the HUD has a whole lot of information, occluding a bunch of the screen. Not great, but we're still just experimenting with it. But we did have sprites in the game, and you can go around the sprites and see the backs of it and stuff. This is all within 1 month. All right, so it's now March. It's our 3rd month of actual game development, and something kind of random happened one day. 20th Century Fox offered us the use of the Aliens license. And we seriously thought about theming the game around this license because it totally matched a lot of the ideas that we wanted the game to be like. But then there weren't any demons in Aliens, just alien monsters, and that wouldn't be a new idea. So we just kind of scrapped the concept of using that license after we talked it over for about 30 minutes. But then out of nowhere, disaster struck, and all work on Doom stopped. The Japanese company Imagineer called and they wanted to know, hey, where's our Super Nintendo version of Wolfenstein? We find out the contract programmer had done almost nothing on it. And Imagineer were not pleased. So, we had to do the Super Nintendo port ourselves. We had to learn the hardware of the Super Nintendo. We had to program it. It was a 65 816 chip. and it took us 3 weeks to finish it. Yeah, we were really fast. Then work on Doom resumed, but it took us 3 weeks. All right, by the end of the month, Don Punchatz, who's a freelance illustrator, he finished creating that Doom logo, and he began to work on the Doom box cover. All right, so it's April 1993. While creating the map E1M2, I created a problem from Carmack's renderer. So these stairs slowed the game, the render code way down. John had to find a solution, so he started reading. He started to figure out what algorithm could he use for this. So he found this